Hello guys, this is Yara here, and today I will be going over the top 8 YCS Vancouver Infernoble Night deck list. I'm gonna go card by card, just telling you guys what my opinion is regarding Best Stewart's deck profile. I believe his deck profile is in Hakuna Matata if you want to see the actual deck profile. But in this video, we're just gonna kind of go card by card, discussing what my opinion is and why he decided to run certain things. So yeah, let's go. So a couple of things is Fire Flame Lady is mandatory. He said Fire Flame Lady is mandatory, and I believe myself as well. Like if you get Imperm on Connector or Ash, if you have Durandal, you can go into like Fire Flame Lady, which is like an easy extender. Like Oliver is a good option as well, but this requires you to have a discard. So then he's playing the one Gearfried mandatory. Whenever like your extra deck gets ripped by Unicorn, you just kind of switch over to Gearfried control. So this is mandatory. 3 Renaud. Yeah, I mean, I've always been a huge fan of 2 Renauds, but 3 is good to play through Nibiru. Like if you open Connector Renaud, you can play through Nibiru. Like there's no way they can hit. There's nowhere where they can hit you where it actually matters. So maybe that's why he decided to run 3. He's playing 1 Magius. Of course, your resources are valuable. You always want to have access to. Plus, it equips itself as well, so you can special summon it off the museum, right? So 3 gear. So he mentioned that this is gonna be like the second normal summon of the deck, which I mean it makes sense. Like if you open this plus Renaud, it's full combo. But that means you're running 6 normal summons. I've never been a huge fan of like running more than 5 normal summons. I always like the 2 ratio, but maybe that's why he got top 8 at Vancouver, right? But yes. Plus, I feel like a lot of people don't know how to play against this deck. Might be another reason why he mentioned that people were ashing his Ogier. It was like, why are you ashing that? Which I guess it kind of makes sense, because if you send the Gearfried from deck, then you can just add it back with Renaud, and then what are you gonna ash then, right? They're gonna have a protection from the ash. So 2 Oliver. I've actually been running 2 Oliver recently. This card is very, very good because it's an extender. It serves like a pseudo Fire Flame Lady, plus it equips itself. The targeting protection can come in clutch, like against like Fenrir or something like that. 1 Ricardetto, 1 Turpin, just standard. All their effects are hard ones per turn, so yeah. I mean, Ricardetto is so insane. He's 2 bodies by himself, so I like Ricardetto. It just sucks that his effects are once per turn, but Turpin, such a cool card. Such a cool card. This can allow you to do so many things at level 4, giving you easy lines for a rank 4. And then the god cards, Connector and Dolphin, having like hand knowledge is absolutely brutal. Like even if you see on your opponent's hand like a Super Poly or a Dark Ruler No More, like stuff that you wouldn't normally have a way to like be able to beat it. Like Super Poly, you can beat it if you know like what your end board should be to be able to beat Super Poly. And Dark Ruler No More, you beat it by like setting your non-engine, right, or by adding a lot of follow-up, just making sure that you don't get I mean, you're not gonna lose against Dark Ruler No More, so you just add a lot of follow-up, right? So yeah, 1 Almanae standard, 3 Durandal standards. I don't know why people run 2 of this. This is a Rhoda of your deck. Why would you run 2? 1 Joyous for the combo. He's running 6 books, which is interesting because Book of Eclipse, sure, it may lose to Ash, but it's like a Book of Moon on steroids, right? Being able against Sword Soul or against like Kashtira, just everything that they set up is Book of Moonable, right? So 1 DDR to set up like the Baron line, basically. 1 Phoenix Blade. He mentions that this card should get banned. I mean, I agreed. This card is absolute. Which there is a new equip that's gonna come out. I believe it's called Gear Blade or something like that, which is like a pseudo Phoenix Blade. It's maybe Konami's telling us something like, hey, we're gonna ban this card, so we're gonna give you like a suckier replacement, but we'll see. 3 Heritage. I mean, being able to search the field spell or your Infernoble is kind of crazy. 3 Museum, 1 Reinforcements of the Army, and 3 Impermanence. So I don't think he was afraid of Droll, right? Like the only way to play around Droll here would be like normal summon out connector, because he doesn't even play the Synchro 5 in the extra deck. The Leandry, I believe that is called. Let me look it up. The one, yes, this one, Lawn Sailing, Ignoble Knight of the High Lawn Sailing. This one's the, like, if you open Ogier plus Renaud, you have a like a line to be able to beat Droll and Nibiru, but he's not even playing that. So I mean, he was not afraid of Droll. I'm afraid of Droll when I play this deck because you search a lot, but I guess he just didn't care. And 3 Imperm. He mentioned that he didn't want to lose to triple tactic thrust or talent, so that's why he wasn't running any hand traps in the main deck. Rhoda just mandatory. The field spell, broken field spell. None of its effects are once per turn. You can essentially activate 6 effects in one turn. Like you can activate like 3 effects to search and 3 effects to special summon. It's crazy stuff. But yeah, speaking of that, if you guys have tried out the new card Camelot Realm of the Noble Knights, let me know what you think about it, right? Like it might be like a good option just to see, like, I want people to just test it out just to see if it works, but I already have my playset. Shout out to Taylor and Greg who gave me their copies. For the side deck, he's playing 3 Ash Blossom, 3 DD Crow. He mentioned that DD Crow is good against Pearly, against Unchained. Like against Unchained, it's not bad because you can like DD Crow the blue dog, or you can DD Crow whatever Sarama targets, and they won't get the additional pop. So this card is actually kind of nice. Not gonna lie. 2 Dark Ruler no more, searchable by thrust. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, another thrust target, 1 Herald of the Abyss. He mentioned that he played against a Pearly player and they actually Solemn Judgment the Herald of the Abyss, otherwise he would have won, but kind of crazy. I mean, Solemn Judgment is kind of nice going first. 1 D-Bear, he mentioned that he wanted this to be Destructed Daruma Karma Cannon. Because it's better against Kashtira, but I mean this is good enough versus Branded, right? So I wouldn't really complain running this. 2 evenly matched, going second standard. So the extra deck is a little bit that I found interesting, and I kind of want us to like go by it like card by card together and like kind of like see, like I'm gonna tell you guys why I don't really agree with it. So he's playing 2 Angelica. I mean, you might be wondering like, yeah, sure, Angelica, you don't want it. Like, was his fear just it being ripped by Unicorn? Was that his biggest fear? Because he's not running like a second target for Angelica. He's not running the mini Roland or another Captain Roland. So, yeah. So, but I don't know. I would probably run another Captain Roland if that's the route he wants to take. But 1 Baron. Interesting that this is a warrior. 1 Captain Roland. Card is kind of nuts. Double Emperor Charles. He did mention that he's running 2 just to avoid Unicorn shenanigans being ripped out of the extra deck. But I'm not gonna complain against 2 Charles. I mean, this card is nice. 1 Battling Boxer, but he's not playing the other rank 4. He's not playing the Artorigas, which is interesting because there are certain lines that require you to go for Artorigas if you want to set up the whole board. There are certain lines that require you to go for Artorigas that Battling Boxer King Dempsey just cannot accomplish by itself. So I'm kind of curious on why he decided to opt out of that. He's playing a Palooza, which, I mean, to beat Nibiru, you kind of have to. Like I said, if you open Connector plus Renaud and you have a Palooza in the extra deck, there's no way you lose to Nibiru. Like, doesn't matter where they Nibiru you. So, because you either set up in a Palooza or you just full combo through the Nibiru, basically. So, 2 Emperor Charles. I wish I could run the third one, but literally it has never came up. 2 is just the perfect number. 1 Ferocious Flame Swordsman. He mentioned that he's running this to beat something like Ibli, which is honestly a valid point, right? Like, you need something. Plus, like, if you get Nibiru, you need to like link summon the token that you have on the board, and you can link summon it using this. So Ferocious Flame Swordsman. Not a bad thing. Plus, it gives all warrior monsters on the field a 500 attack. This plus the field spell, that's plus 1,000. Your board just got super steroids filled, super beefy. So plus 1,000 is huge. He's playing one Goki, the power load. This card's interesting because a lot of people don't really expect this card to come out. It's like an unaffected, just beefy body that can pop stuff. So, you know, maybe I should be running this myself. This card is definitely interesting, but Tui sold it mandatory. He mentioned that a lot of people were like Ash Blossoming the first effect. It's like, why? Or like Imperm the first effect. You just go into the second one in full combo. Raw 10, the Heavenly General, absolutely mandatory for the end board. Makes it that much harder for Kastira to like be able to out your board, because a lot of the time Kastira breaks the board by just going into battle phase with Unicorn. But if they do that at the start of the battle phase, you just pop it with Raw 10. So yeah, but overall I think this is an interesting deck profile. He's not even running the Flame Buddy either. So I wonder what his end board was. He was probably just ending on like a lot of follow-up. Plus, I'm assuming, let me see, he was probably ending like on a Baron and like double Emperor Charles the Great. Like maybe a Raw 10 on the field plus the Captain Roland in the graveyard, which is solid enough. But I wonder what his one card combo was. I don't think you can accomplish all that with one card. I don't believe so, but yeah. But anyways, guys, this was Yara here. That was the top 8 YCS Vancouver by Best Tour. So thank you guys for watching. Take care.